Classic Restos, proudly brought to you by Shannons. Sign up to become a member of the Shannons Club. Kenworth Trucks Australia and Pace Farm Eggs. G'day, I'm Fletch and welcome to part 2 of the 2025 Kumeu Classic Car and Hot Rod Festival. You are about to see some of New Zealand's finest classics here in the show shed in this week's episode of Classic Restos. Okay, so let's get started. Here at 2025, the Kumeu Classic Car and Hot Rod Festival is a massive event. So here is where we're up to so far. On last week's show, Mike started the ball rolling in the paddock with his 1974 Pontiac Formula 400. Next was Sean and his amazing 1964 Galaxy, boasting its original exuberance. What a classic. Then Dave had a nice story with his 1938 Dodge Brothers two-door coupe. Dave has had this car before electricity. That's how long he's had it. And these are the stories we love to hear. Then it was time for the hot rods, and Donna features her hot rod, and being president of the East Bay Rods, Donna leads by example beautifully. Then Fletch rounded off with a walk around, pointing out the design of a 1959 Impala. Now, it's about inside on today's show, where the Mothers Show and Shine cars represent some of the finest here this weekend. So grab your favourite chair and a beverage, relax and enjoy part 2 of the Kumeu Classic Car and Hot Rod Festival for 2025. With me now, lucky enough to have John, the Executive Marketing Director of Mothers here in New Zealand. John, a big weekend.
Yeah, good to see you again, Fletch.
You're welcome.
And it's been a whole year. There's been a lot going on, and it's been a massive weekend again. Yeah.
They really turn on a fantastic show here. It's one of New Zealand's pinnacle events for the North Island, a static car show. So much diversity, obviously being the classic cars and hot rods. It's the stuff we can see here over 3 big days. Here in the show sheds, or out on the paddock, that's one thing, but this episode obviously concentrating on the show sheds. We've got the main shed next door, this shed to one side here. As soon as I walked in this morning, saw the 356, and being on last year's episode here of Classic Restos. So we've got 3 cars here in a line, John. What's the story on these 3?
Okay, well the story is that for the last couple of years, Mothers has sponsored the big show shed next door. And we decided to, we actually stole the Shine Award from SEMA, from our company in California there that do SEMA every year. Mothers is a pretty big deal over there, and they retired the Shine Award at SEMA after a number of years, over a decade, and they started the Battle of the Builders. So I asked the boys, hey, can I steal the Shine Award for New Zealand? So we've reinstituted it into the Kumeu car show to bring a bit of specialness to the whole thing. And so last year we chose 3 finalists, and the Shine Award, Mother's Shine Award, is about perfection in every detail. So we have a group of judges which remain anonymous. A lot of them, 2 or 3 of them, are SEMA judges themselves, which go over every year, and they pick the 3 cars that are representing perfection in every detail.
The 3 cars here, a little bit of diversity, 356, we've got a Rotary here in centre, and of course a hot rod.
Yeah.
What a nice blend.
That was a surprise last year when that happened, for sure, and a pleasant surprise, because this is it's a family show, and it's for everyone, so a lot of people from all over this region come, so there is something for everyone. I was really pleased when that happened, just quietly. I'm a hot rod guy, you know me, Fletch, but really appreciate other cars as well, and the stories that they tell.
John, we've walked through the hole in the door in the main show shed. What can we expect to see here this year?
This year, really the theme was about family, dads and sons, dads and daughters, we even have a we even have a granddad and a grandson. So I wanted to really expose that in the shed. So I asked everyone that was getting wall space especially, put something up on the walls that represents the family and what it means to pass the torch to the next generation. And quite a few people have done that in spades, and very emotional day yesterday when we did some unveilings and talking about this stuff to the public, and it was pretty special, and people get it, when they come here and they listen to that. They really understand that the car culture is an awesome thing, and as we said, they're a vessel for storytelling about families and friends.
What I love is the extent of what people go to, like the Williams family. That banner there would have to be all of 10 metres long. The trouble they've gone to, especially for this event, just to hide the wall behind it as well, mind you. But still, presentation's everything.
Absolutely.
And I just love that.
Yeah, me too.
Well, good on you, John. Congratulations on your efforts. The doors are going to open in about 10 minutes from now. It's going to be a little bit of mayhem. As soon as the doors open up, the crowd outside just straight in. So interviews very, very soon. Thanks again, John.
Hey, thanks, Fletch. Good seeing you again, man.
You're welcome.
Safe travels, and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank
Love
you,
it.
buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I've been a motoring enthusiast all my life. My Coupe 4 is rare and very special. A real performance car with all-wheel drive grip. I'm not a car club bloke and I don't work on it myself, but I do have a great mechanic. One day, I might even get that HQ. When it comes to insurance, it's got to be Shannons.
Shannons shares your passion. Call Shannons on 13 46 46. Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts.
In 2025, why not consider a tour of Detroit, Michigan, USA with Fletch? Detroit, it's the Motown City, the automotive epicenter. Each day is wow, wow, and more wow. Imagine experiencing where automotive history on a grand scale began. Stay in fine accommodation, taking in some of the best museums and private car collections on the planet. Book your exclusive 2025 Detroit tour with Fletch. Enquiries at DetroitClassicTours.com. If you own a classic or two, make sure they are insured with Shannons. Why not pick up the phone and give Shannons a call for a quote and a chat on 134646. Perhaps some laid-up cover is needed while your restoration is underway. And becoming a member of the Shannons Club has never been easier. For more information and more, visit shannons.com.au. You can like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Classic Restos TV and watch catch-up episodes at shannons.com.au. First cab off the rank here in the Chook Shed. 2025, the Kumeu Classic Car and Hot Rod Festival. How are you, Ian?
I'm good, Fletch. Excellent.
Ian, what have you done here? What have you gone and done? You've got yourself a 1968 Plymouth GTX, and look what you've done here. What's the story?
Well, I've SEMA'd this car, basically. So it started off as a 68 GTX. It was pretty rough, and I gutted the whole thing out, and I've built my version of a piece of automotive art.
It's amazing, and it's interesting too, because obviously the body, it wasn't too good when you first got it, right?
Correct, yeah, she was pretty rusty. Ripped all the floors out, replaced everything in through there. These things have a subframe front and rear. Didn't like that, so designed a full chassis right through with top hat to make it look like factory, custom handmade all the floor pans, swaged them to make it look like factory. That was the starting point.
Now, summing you up already, I would imagine that had you found the car and it was in really nice order, you would have kept it probably stock, correct?
Correct, yeah, I wouldn't have done anything to it. Yeah.
No, I totally get this. With customs, might as well go that way if the body's not that good, right? You've gone ahead here and you've shoehorned the V10 in there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so when I was a young fella, Vanishing Point was my movie, the white Mopar running across the straits, and I always loved the B-body. It's the most iconic shape for me. So this was the car that I fell on, and I didn't want to be conforming to what everybody wants. Oh, it should have a Hemi in it. So Obviously, I wanted to be in the Chrysler family, so that's why I went for the Viper B10, the Tremec 6-speed, the Dana Ultimate 60 rear. So she's a modern style muscle car in a classic body.
6-speed Tremec, it'd be nice through the gears. I reckon it'd pin you to the back of the seat. The torque would be pretty exciting then.
Yeah, that's the thing about these engines. It's in broad terms, it's a supercar engine, and the torque is off the charts. So you start this thing up, just push button start, and it's just like driving a brand new vehicle. You give it to it, you horn it down, and man, you get thrown. Back wheels lock in, and you're gone. Yeah, she's pretty powerful.
Okay, well, let's talk about the inside. You've done a beautiful job there. That's just a different domain looking into there. Low seats, the console in centre. I like what you've done with your gauges. Although they're more of a modern retro type look, they still retain that old school look as well.
Yeah. So started off as a 70 Challenger dash, gutted the frame, refoamed it, shaped it to what I wanted. The cluster is a 4-pot Mopar, traditional, which I wanted. All the pads inside that cluster have got the colours of the car, the orange, the charcoal and the white, the name of the car in there, and we got all that done in Christchurch, and they pad printed that. And so I wanted to keep that classic look but modernise it.
Now, what's going on in the back of the car? Suspension-wise, what have you done there, Ian?
Okay, so it's as I mentioned before, it's a Strange Engineering Dana Ultimate 60. And it's a 4-link, and it's got QA1 coilovers, all custom-made fuel tank, all connected to that custom-made chassis, and then the wheels, it's 6-pot calipers all round, Woolworths, with 14-inch rotors, and then the rear bumpers along with the front one are custom handmade, and they're brushed nickel. The back panel, I kept the same style of what was there originally, but what I did was we CNC'd it. We took out Plymouth and put eruption in, and that CNC solid billet, and I kept all the machining marks in it to keep that theme of the eruption going.
Now, Ian, just in closing, I just want to congratulate you on your effort here, because it is outside the square. You've really gone beyond. But not only that, you've done things correctly and you've made a good car out of it. You haven't cut any corners, and that's what I like about this as well.
Thanks for that, Fletch. Important to me was sort of trying to make a silhouette of flowing artwork, and I think I've achieved that. And what was pretty pleasing is in 2019, the one and only Chip Foose came here to New Zealand to our speed show, and he went through the hall and looked at the cars, and he endorsed my car, and on the following day he signed the glove box, which is in there now, and he wrote on that glove box, if I took it for overhauling, I wouldn't give it back.
There you go.
That says it all to me.
That's a big call.
Yeah. So, very proud of that getting acknowledgement from, one of the best in the world. Yeah, it was pretty
good on you, Ian. Well, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. Love what you've done here, mate. Great work. Thank you
very much, Fletch. Thank you.
Got Dylan here with us now from Cruise and Customs. How you doing, Dylan?
Yeah, good.
Away, mate. You built this truck here for a customer of yours. Started out as a 1971 Chev truck. All hell broke loose. Now look at it.
It did. It started out as a long bed fleet side, and we basically had the brief of getting it low, getting it fast, and it kind of just snowballed into what we've got behind us now. And yeah.
One great thing about a custom, there's no two the same. They're all a bit different. It gets back to the personification of the person that wants the build. So how does it start, Dylan? Do they come in and say, right, here's our truck? Do they know what they want done, or is it a lot of inspiration comes from you guys?
Well, this is the second vehicle that we've built for Todd and Tash, and we've sort of been talking about it for a wee while about doing a truck for Todd, and a few different styles kind of got chucked around, and we sort of went with that California mini truck sort of theme with the big wheels, and it kind of just evolved. We sort of had what we wanted, but didn't really know exactly how it was going to end out, and it sort of just evolved through the build. And the green was originally going to be red, just sort of snowballed and just.
So, Dylan, give us a quick rundown on what you're trying to achieve with this particular truck.
We wanted something that was super cool, super low, but also had to be very understated. Like, we didn't want to, hence why the colour schemes are like they are. We didn't want it to be a look at me in your face,
like a chromey bling thing.
Yeah, we didn't want any of that. We wanted something that still had the soul of an old truck and the feel of an old truck, but had that modern twist to it as well, and I think we sort of pulled that off pretty well.
Okay, so in terms of deciding what engine to go for and all that, I guess that's the easy part compared to all the structural stuff you've got to do.
Yeah, so the last vehicle that we built for Todd and Tash, which was a 55 Nomad, and that had an LS3 in it, and that's Tash's car, so Todd basically said that it has to be faster and lower than that one, so hence the LSA. At the time of the build, the LSAs were still very readily available.
Dylan, I love the interior. It's so retro cool. As soon as I look through the door, you can see 1970, 1971, just with a little bit of a, hint of the old retro going on there.
Yeah, yep. So we wanted something that was, again, very sort of understated, but still made you feel like you were driving a 1970 truck.
As I've said many times before, never underestimate the talents and the craftsmanship of our Kiwi neighbours. It's a testament here. Dylan, once again, mate, congratulations, well done.
Thank you, Fletch, and thanks to Kumeu and Mothers for putting it all on. It's been great.
When I was a kid, I loved cars, still do. The 57 Cadillac Eldorado Brougham was the most advanced car in the world. Cost more than a Rolls. Hand-built with a stainless steel roof, cruise control, electric seats, and would you believe, air suspension. American iron. It's a passion Shannons understand. That's why they insure my daily drive, the caddy, my bike, even the house.
Call Shannons on 13 46 46. Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts.
Your story began in 1971. It's part of an endless tapestry that tells the story of our nation. It connects innovators to artisans, forests to houses, from the largest of operations to the smallest of outcomes. It's heritage. It's a legacy.
In 2025, why not consider a tour of Detroit, Michigan, USA with Fletch? Detroit, it's the Motown City, the automotive epicenter. Each day is wow, wow, and more wow. Imagine experiencing where automotive history on a grand scale began. Stay in fine accommodation, taking in some of the best museums and private car collections on the planet. Book your exclusive 2025 Detroit tour with Fletch. Enquiries at DetroitClassicTours.com. Behind most of our classic vehicles, there's a special story, and there is one here. How are you, Lyndall?
I'm good, thanks, Fletch. Yeah, really good.
Are you enjoying the weekend?
I am loving it. Been here every day. It's been really cool.
It's 3 big days, isn't it?
It is big. It's big days, but it's so cool. There's always more to see every day.
Absolutely, and always nice, dressed in theme as well to depict what we're trying to represent here.
Yeah, well, thank you for the compliment. Yeah. No, you got to be done. Set off the cars, and got to get into it. Hey.
Absolutely. Now, what I love about this, from what I've heard off camera, you go back as a little girl to your dad, you go back a long way with cars. Here we have a 1930 A model. Again, it's the production from Cruise and Customs. They've done another fantastic build here. This car behind us is extra special to you. Perhaps you'd like to share why.
So my dad has always been a car guy, as you heard, and this car is really special because it was his car, and he actually gifted it to me for a significant birthday a couple of years ago, and he said that he wanted to see me enjoy the car. Well, he's still around, it's pretty cool, and so it's really special because today, or this whole show, has been about myself and my dad, and so what you see behind me, there's a truck in the background, a 59 Apache Dad's just built as well, so it's really special to be here with him. So he's not here this morning, but he's been with me every single day in the show, and it's really for him. I've done this because I want to make him proud, and I want him to do this with me, so it's a father-daughter thing. We do things with my brother as well over in Australia, with his Mustang, and it's just, we love it, the car.
I'll say one thing, you've certainly got an eye for detail, because these builds they're incredible. Just every angle, no matter where we stand, they look fantastic. Now, with this car behind us here, originally when you first got the vehicle, describe what was that like?
Oh, it was amazing. I didn't know that Dad was going to gift it to me when he did, and it was quite sort of casual in his driveway. And then he said, "It's yours, Lyndall. Here's the keys." And I just couldn't believe it, because I always said to Dad when I first saw the car, I said, "Of all the cars of your collection, Dad, this is the one I love the most, and I love the red." And he honoured that, and he kept it red for me, and every little detail he did for me, and the care and thought that he put into it. And it's just such an amazing build, and I'm so proud to drive it and make him proud as well when I do.
So when you look at the car, what is it that you love about this 1930A?
It's just such a classic hot rod. You know, the 30s hot rods I've always loved. So it's the shape, the sound. I just love it when I drive it. I hear it, and it's a head turner, and people say, "Oh, look, it's a girl driving." You know, it's just so, it makes me proud to make my dad proud to know that, you know, it's such a beautiful thing to be shared with everyone, really.
I'll give you an opportunity, Lyndall. Is there anybody that you would like to thank?
I would actually, Fletch. I'd like to thank Classic Restos for allowing me to share this story in this beautiful car, and doing this for my dad as well. I'd also like to thank John from Mothers. He's done a fantastic job. There are so many hours involved. There's 30 cars in the shed, and there's so much organising, and he's done such a fabulous job. There's an unveiling for my dad's car as well, and he was all behind that. So thanking him. And I'd also like to thank all the people that have come in and spoken to me. And I'm a big advocate around mental health, and particularly men's health, and a lot of people have shared about their own health concerns, about their own mental health struggles and their addictions. And I want to thank the people for actually coming up to me and opening up, because I think this is such a great platform around this car community to do this. And please keep talking to me. I always like a yarn, so if you see me around, you know, I'd be more than happy. And I really appreciate those people that have done that, and everyone who's come. And of course, you know, the Kumeu show as well, done a fantastic job.
Well, thank you, Lyndall. You've got a beautiful soul. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Fletch. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Awesome. Thank you.
Now, I just want to take the opportunity just to show you a little bit of Lyndall's father's 1959 Apache. Who doesn't love a Chevrolet truck? It looks absolutely beautiful, parked in front. The green, what is it, Lyndall?
Well, that's an interesting mix, Fletch. So actually it's two-tone, this paint. So we've got a Java green, all PPG products, okay, which is a light green, and then the dark green is a special mix. So it's called Midgley Moss Green. So if anyone wants it, so after my father, so Graham Midgley, yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Engine up front is interesting, one of the last of the LSAs, a 6.2 supercharged from General Motors Australia. What a good score that you managed to get one of those.
Absolutely. No, so Dad scored the last production build of these LSA engines that, you know, for Monaros and HSVs. So it's a pretty cool engine. It was brand new still sitting in here. So has only been moved around a few times. That's it. So pretty much 0 Ks on this LSA engine, and all the fabrication work around the engine is amazing as well. So the guys have done a stunning job of getting this engine in here.
That's tremendous. Well, Lyndall, thank you so much for your time. And I believe that your dad is a bit of an avid watcher of Classic Restos, I hear.
Oh, Dad loves Classic Restos, and you, Fletch. Like, he absolutely adores this program, and I tell you what, he'll be so stoked that, you know, the Apache is on here after all the hours of work that Ken Hopper and Dwayne Bicknell and the team, and Brownie, who's done this amazing paint job, Stephen Brownie. So he's really thankful to everyone and to you for allowing this platform to share this amazing work that all these builders have done
Well,
too.
I'm only too happy. But to your dad, hope you're watching, mate.
Thanks, Dad.
In a custom build, matching lines are often important. From the factory from Chevrolet back in the day, this part of the cab back here was in fact 81 millimetres higher than the top of the wheel arch here. So what Graham did was have this section raised, that 81 mil, so the top of here is in line with that part of the cab. Pretty significant, and it makes good sense too. When you look at it and you run your eye down, yeah, that's a cool mod. Plenty of people deserve compliments for their efforts here at Kumeu for the weekend, but inside the chook shed here in the main elite car area, the Williams family, wow, they've really gone above and beyond. There's a huge mural on the wall there. It must be, I don't know, 10 or 12 metres long. How are you, Chris?
I'm good, thanks, Fletch, mate. How are you?
Good, thank you, mate. Now, you guys, you've got, what, 4 cars as a family in here?
4 in total, yeah, the 3 here and then my dad's Roadster over there as well, which is cool.
That is very, very cool. And to think that it's a tradition from your family as well, starting with your dad, and then you guys have followed suit, right?
Sure have. Dad got that car when I was 1 month old from Waihi. He's basically a chicken house. And over the years, as you can see on the photos on the floor, he's rebuilt it through a few different guises. We thought we were helping when we were a bit younger, putting the car together for him. We weren't, it was a hindrance. But yeah, we tried to help out. We've grown up with it and we've loved it, and now we've got our own, and my brother's got a couple of kids and they love them too.
You can see that the oil doesn't drip too far from the sump. You like your GM cars, right?
We definitely do. We got brought up with that, and there wasn't much chance of us owning Fords.
And I like the arrangement of cars in terms of the difference of what you've got. Now, just recap again, how long has your father had that Chev here?
Dad's had that 34 years this year.
He's clever with what he does.
Very clever. He's got a good eye for it too.
Yeah, he's also good at forward passing and throwing you under the bus for this interview too that he got out of.
We'll glaze over that part.
Chris, I want to thank you once again on behalf of your family for being such an integral part of the Elite Shed this year, from the attention to detail, the effort that you've gone to, your presentation. So Chris, before we go, if you'd just like to run through the 4 cars that you have here.
Dad's is a 1956 4-door Chev, mine's a 63 2-door Impala, and Ben's a 55 2-door Post, and Dad's rode 1933 Ford Roadster.
Chris, again, awesome effort, mate. Great to catch up here, and hope to see you back here for 2026.
No worries, Fletch. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. You've seen just some of the 2025 Kumeu Classic Car and Hot Rod Festival. It's about family here at Kumeu, and this episode was just a toe in the water. The only way to really appreciate this event is to see it for yourself. Hopefully in 26 you might be able to do just that. Until next week, no matter where you're watching Classic Restos from, please ride and drive safe. I'm Fletch. Thanks for watching. Classic Restos, proudly brought to you by Shannons. Sign up to become a member of the Shannons Club. Kenworth Trucks Australia and Pace Farm Eggs.